Good morning, welcome back to Breakfast Television. Today our community spotlight shines on the Mennonite Central Committee. And with the help of MCC, the Initiatives for Just Communities runs 4 programs aimed at helping people who've had trouble with the law get the second chance that they need. One of those programs is called Open Circle. And here with a look at how they help, we've got the Executive Director, Glenn Morison. Glenn, you deal in something called restorative justice. Can we explain what that means for people? Because it may be a term unfamiliar to a lot of people.
Restorative justice is really relational justice. Our justice system is meant to pull apart the perpetrator and the victim. They never meet each other. So the classic restorative justice is perpetrator and victim coming together and finding out who each other is, and restoration and rebuilding a relationship. So we're usually about building relationship with the wider society, with new people. And so the restoring is sometimes a misnomer because there's nothing really to restore. Often they were only broken.
You're beginning a relationship as opposed to restoring a relationship.
But I would say relationship, and everything is geared towards relationship, which is exactly what Open Circle does.
So how does Open Circle, how does the program actually work?
It's quite simple. We take people who are incarcerated, who have been honest enough to admit how profoundly lonely they are, or cut off from healthy people or people at all, and we match volunteer visitors, and they come in and they simply, I'm sure it's a little bit awkward at first, but they just simply become friends. That goes throughout their incarcerated time, and they have an openness to keeping it going when they get out. They get out to Winnipeg. It
seems obvious what the benefit is for the person who's incarcerated. They get that much needed connection to the outside world. What's the benefit for members of MCC? What does the person who's going to the jail to visit get out of it?
I think that it opens your eyes to how the justice system works and doesn't work, so it's very educational that way. The other thing is that you find out that a lot of these folks are quite likable. They're just good company when they're not chasing their drug or caught up in a thing. And the other thing is, for me, is that I've given up comparing myself to other people, because it's so easy to say I'm better than that drug dealer that you kind of breaks down kind of this puffing yourself up by saying how you're better than your neighbor. And once that breaks down, you kind of see the world in a different way.
What do we say to people who are worried about the danger? You're taking good people from my group, my community, and putting them with bad guys. What do you say to those people who respond that way?
It's self-selected in. No one's doing this because they're coerced to inside the jail, so that is one way. We meet people and determine what their desires are. So there's that. And it's not part of the corrections plan. They don't get brownie points for it. So we tend to both in our interviews and the way it's structured, that people are going into it, the inmates are going into it for the right reasons. So, and there's usually just a profound thankfulness for the opportunities. So it's that kind of coercion to bring these people over to this, it doesn't really happen.
Everybody's going into it for the right reasons.
That's my job, to try and help that happen.
To make sure that's happening. So let's talk about mentorship. Is that what is lacking for the person who is incarcerated? Is that opportunity to find someone as a positive role model?
Very much. I mean, invariably they come from broken homes and have often lived on the street or through unstable various kinds of housing, and so that's exactly what we're doing. Friendship can develop into mentorship, but friendship can be really good without really taking that kind of role of mentor. And again, we ask the participants in the jail to take the lead as to whether that's which way they go. It's very much driven by them.
Sometimes it's talking about bettering yourself. Sometimes it's just talking about how the Jays game was last night.
Absolutely.
There you go. If you want some more information on this program and some of the others that are involved through MCC, all you've got to do is check breakfasttelevision.ca. Going to take a break. There's still plenty to come today on BT.